It's changed your life.
100%. Literally overnight on my right ear, they died. It's an exhausting disability to have. Like, as much as, like, you know, I want to, like, be like, yeah, it's great and everything, it is hard. It is mentally draining.
On today's episode, we explore a different disability. Today we welcome Skye on the show, where she advocates for the deaf community. Enjoy the show. So this isn't our usual episode, but what we're trying to do now on We're Not Your Typical is expanding our horizons and talking more and learning more about different disabilities. Exactly. So I would like to say at the beginning of this, if we say anything that may be offensive, we apologise in advance. We are brand new when it comes to the deaf community, and we're starting here, and we've got the amazing Skye with us to teach us and educate us all about the deaf community.
Yes.
So let's start with introducing yourself and letting us know why you're here and what your purpose is about this podcast today.
So I'm Skye, I'm 23, I'm bilaterally deaf and I wear cochlear implants. My kind of main goal is just to raise awareness, kind of break down the stigma and actually show people that, you know, what you have a preconception of deafness is not actually correct. Like every deaf person you meet will be different and will have different needs and different criteria they need to meet, really. So I just want to spread awareness about that and just empower people to kind of feel confident in it, because there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, of course not. I mean, it's kind of like taking it back. It's kind of like a spectrum, if I can say. So we have an autism spectrum, and there's different levels of autism. So it's kind of what you're trying to say. It's something like that. So there is a spectrum on the deaf community.
Yeah, I mean, every deaf person is different with the level of hearing they have, kind of what hearing aids they need and equipment that need to be able to help to hear. Whereas for me, without my implants, I can't hear anything.
So where would you put yourself on the spectrum?
So it comes under like profound, mild, moderate, severe and stuff. But I would be like profound severe, because without my implants, I can't hear anything. Where some people might be mild, so they can hear without hearing aids, but they just need it to amplify the sound a little bit. So so I would be in like the deeper end of the spectrum of like profound severe.
So what you have is a
cochlear implant.
Implant.
Yes.
Does it work for everyone?
No, you do have to have a certain level of deafness and requirement to be able to kind of go forward for the implant. Okay. And it's a very, very different way of hearing. So they try not to give it to you, I guess, unless you like super duper need it. So that's why you have to do like with assessments and stuff to be able to like qualify for one.
How long is that process? Because especially like within our world, if you want to get an autism diagnosis, it's years and years and years. Yeah. Obviously, would love to know more about the start of your life. Yeah. But how long is usually a process if someone needs a cochlear implant?
When I first kind of lost kind of even more of my hearing, it was probably about a year and a half maybe to go through assessments, go through all like the testing and then actually get a date for surgery. So but I mean, it could vary between other people depending on kind of how urgent it is. If they can't hear anything without it, they'll probably will speed it up a bit, but with me it was probably about a year and a half.
So how does it work? What does it do?
So it works electronically, so I don't actually use the inner part of my ear anymore. Basically I have like a magnet inside my head, and the sound goes in through the microphone, goes through my head, and then where I have that bit of a magnet, it then just goes through electrically, and I have a little wire feeding through my cochlear, goes to my auditory nerve, and that's how it gets to my brain.
It's so amazing.
It's incredible. Like the surgery's so precise.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how.
Is it a painful surgery?
So it is quite an invasive surgery. The recovery was tough, but I mean,
it's changed your life.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Tell us from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you live with mum and dad?
Yes.
And your sister?
My sister moved out.
Okay, so there's now the three of you.
Yes.
You have an older sister. We've been talking behind the scenes. And your sister does not have any problems with her hearing
at all, no.
You came out as Skye.
Yes.
And deaf.
Yes. Yeah.
They knew straight away?
No. I didn't. They didn't catch it till I was about 21 months old.
No way, because am I wrong that when our babies came out, we had a hearing test?
Yeah, but it wasn't around when I was born. I literally missed it by like a month or something. They didn't test me. So went through my first year and a bit of life, you know, wasn't responding to sound, I wasn't responding to my name, I wasn't trying, you know, as a baby they try and like repeat sound.
Yeah. Sure.
Wasn't doing any of that. And so my mum was like, something's not right, because she had my sister, so she was like, you know,
she knew where the milestones were.
Yeah, she got
Sounds
mum
like the start
instinct.
of my journey, but obviously my journey went down. I'm sure your mum might have thought maybe it was autism at the beginning.
I think my mum just was not
Yeah.
sure on what was going on. We went to a nurse. She was like, oh, she's probably just a bit delayed, like just give her some time. And my mum was like, no. Went to someone else, oh, she's just a bit delayed, like give her time. And my mum's like, something is not right.
Mother's instinct.
Yeah. And then went to someone else and they went, oh yes, she's deaf. And then,
did they know straight away rather than saying
they
like...
did. So they did like tests and stuff. And obviously I wasn't responding to any of the sounds.
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, yeah, she's deaf, she needs hearing aids. And my mum went, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you start off with hearing aids?
Yeah, so I started off with hearing aids at 21 months, and then I had lost my hearing. So even without hearing aids, I couldn't hear anything, but I still had hairs in my cochlear, which helped the hearing aid amplify the sound. But then literally overnight on my right ear, they died.
Wow.
Died overnight.
At what age?
I was 16 at that time.
Oh my goodness.
So I
going from 21 months-ish
Yeah.
to 16,
Yes.
you had normal hearing
Yes.
aids. And then at 16 years old,
It just completely died. We don't know why. We don't... Like, I had tests, I had injections in my ear to help try and build it back up.
Wow.
Literally nothing. And that's when then I got into the process of getting cochlear implants.
Was your speech delayed when you were younger because of it? Was your speech delayed when you were younger?
Yeah. I was delayed in everything because I missed everything. So I had really intense speech and language therapy to be able to catch me up to be where kind of everyone in my age was. So yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of it, but
I'm sure your mum and dad do.
Yeah.
It's such trauma. You know, it just, again, and it's not a negative, so I'm not making it into a negative. But your mum's grown this baby, you're born.
Yeah.
She's had no idea, not understanding it all. And then they literally come out with Skye's deaf.
Yeah.
Like, that's
a shock.
Crazy shock and trauma, really.
100%.
It's a whole new ball game of, okay, how do we navigate this life?
Yeah. And like, obviously they didn't know anyone who was deaf, so they couldn't like fall back on someone or be like, how did this work? How did this literally all kind of from scratch, really. Yeah.
So how old were you when you had the implant put in?
So I got them when I was 18, and you can get 2 on the NHS. But if you pass the age of 90, you only get 1 on the NHS. So I was quite...
Hold on, sorry. What do you mean 2?
So 2
She's got them
implants.
both
Oh, you've got them both sides?
Yes, I've got them both
sorry.
sides bilaterally. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
because you can't hear in both ears.
So without them, can't hear anything.
Fine. Because not everyone has 2, do they?
No. It depends. Again, it depends on what age you are when you go through the application. If you're over 19, you only qualify for 1 on the NHS, and the other one you'd have to pay for.
Which is how much, roughly?
I mean, it's easily over 10 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that is the one kind of disadvantage. I feel like it should be accessible to everyone over 19 if they need 2 implants. But
do they last forever, or do you have to get them changed?
So yes, they kind of should last forever. However, I was given a failed batch.
Oh.
So I had to have surgery in my right ear again to get a new internal implant changed because moisture got inside it. So that was a whole nother surgery and recovery and game to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us more about school. I know you said you can't remember much. So from when you kind of remember, because, you know, we as parents always worry that our children are getting bullied, or if they're a bit different, that's always the worry. And even though, thankfully, you could hear with your implants, your hearing aids, you still had a disability, right? So you still were that girl with the hearing aids.
Yeah, I think that's...
How was that for you in school?
Horrible.
Really?
I struggled a lot. At the point I was able to pick up speech quite quickly because obviously I had a lot of like speech and language therapy. And I decided I could have gone to a school that specialises in kind of like deaf people, but I was a girl who wanted to do everything her sister did. So I wanted to like do everything my sister was at and everything. So I went to mainstream school. are the only deaf person throughout my school experience. So that was very isolating. And trying to like communicate my needs to teachers at the beginning was just hitting a brick wall.
Also were speech delayed, so
yeah, exactly. And I had to have like specialized equipment to be able to directly connect to my hearing aid to amplify the teacher's voice. So then it was just then teachers being aware of that, but also I think a lot of the issues were the students, because I was the first person that was deaf that they knew of. Oh, what's that in her ear? Oh, she shouldn't be here, and just getting called names and being like, oh, you're stupid, like you don't belong here. And it's like, oh, it's so annoying because I wasn't because I could speak well at that by that time, and I could, you know, I did gymnastics, I did sports and everything. So what people thought a deaf person was clearly wasn't me. So they just didn't understand that. Yeah. So it was.
Do you think it's got easier over time with more deaf people, maybe, or
I think,
like with having a community?
Yeah,
do you think a lot more people are accepting of it? And
yeah, I think so. And I think because you see a lot of people on TV now with hearing aids or cochlear implants.
Yes, Tash.
Yeah,
Tash Aguri. She must have been such a huge advocate and an inspiration to your community.
100%. Yeah,
she kind of changed it.
Even for me, I really, really related to it, and she's the reason why, you know, I started up my page and wanted to spread awareness. But I think because you have more people on your TV now, that people are exposed to it, so they're like, oh, they can still speak, they can do
everything that everyone else does.
Exactly. I just find it's so
a stigma
baffling.
behind it, isn't it?
It's such a stigma, and people are like, oh, you speak very well for a deaf person. It's
you can't be deaf if you can talk.
Exactly. That's literally, I hear that. I get people go, you can't be that deaf then.
Well, you're not, because you have your implants.
Exactly. And
did you ever notice people like speaking to you in a different way? Because we get that with our children.
Yeah, speak to you like you're like
deaf.
Idiot. Yeah.
Do they look at you like, are you reading my lips?
Yeah. Or like they really exaggerate their mouth, and I'm like, if anything, that makes it harder for me.
Yeah.
Because I rely on lip reading. So if you're not doing your normal lip patterns.
Right, so that's the next question I was going to ask you. Even though you have the cochlear and you've always had hearing aids, you've always been able to manage, are you still focusing on people's lips to really fully... Yeah.
100%. I focus a lot on kind of facial expressions, lip movement, because we struggle to kind of... obviously, some lip movements are the same for some same letters, so then it's differentiating between what their face is. Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they sad? Are they kind of like yelling and whatever? So yeah, I do focus a lot on lip reading. I wasn't aware that I did it. I think because it just has always been normal for me to have to like stare at people's lips, and sometimes I'm like, I'm really not being weird and looking at your teeth. I genuinely need to lip read.
And then they're like, sorry if I got something in my teeth. But you know what? You know, again, I know we always go back to our children and having, because they're on a spectrum and they've got a disability, but you know, what we always think they have to try even harder to be a human being. And it's the same for you. Like you've got all that extra exhaustion that you're trying to fully make sure that you can fully understand what someone's saying, making sure that you've got what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
That must be tiring as well.
I mean, deaf people, we hear average about 50% of a conversation. I was just going to
ask that. What can you hear?
So
if you're not looking at me.
If I'm not looking and, you know, I'm like doing something, then I can hear a bit, but I will miss words, or I will think I heard you say something, but it wasn't that, like if they sound the same. So then we're constantly having to fill in the missing gaps. We're constantly having to be like, right, she said this. What does she kind of say? And then whilst also still trying to hear what you're continuing saying.
So you still have to read the lips as well, even with your implants.
I don't have to read the lips, but when there's the opportunity to,
you would
prefer it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's an exhausting disability to have. Like as much as like, you know, I want to like be like, yeah, it's great and everything. It is hard. It is mentally draining. You know, we suffer from concentration fatigue, from having to like listen, and then especially when you're in like busy places and there's so much background noise, conversation.
Does that come through quite loud? The background noise?
Yeah, it comes through really loud, and like going out to restaurants, going shopping, just anywhere public is a lot, because you're just trying to hear all these things and there's so much noise and gets so overwhelming.
I'm wondering whether people that are deaf also suffer with like sensory processing disorder because the loud noises. Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking. While you're talking, like if you went to a concert. Yeah. Forget a restaurant; they're loud anyway. But like a concert is so loud. Yeah. Would you rather not go to something like that, or have you been able to train yourself to manage?
Yeah, I feel like in a, I guess, sad way, I kind of like suck it up. I just don't want it to hold me back. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to go to concerts and enjoy. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to go out and make the most of my life. Wouldn't want, because at first in my life I was like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go out. It's too exhausting. But I was like, actually, I'm still allowed to do this. I'm still allowed to go out and enjoy. Yeah,
that's the whole reason of having it. Well,
exactly.
Why have this if you're not going to use it?
Exactly.
I mean, so you don't avoid places.
Yeah, no. Saying. I mean, it depends what mood I'm in. Depends, and a lot of it depends who I'm with.
Yeah.
If people are going to be understanding, people are actually going to have grown up with people who have left me out, not included me in conversations, and that I'm just like really puts a dampener on tough. Everything.
In our generation, phones. Do you feel like that has been a bit of a safe place for you, knowing that it's sad to say, but we communicate mainly over the phone, or if you're playing on an Xbox and things like that? Has that felt more safe growing up, knowing that you've got... I don't know if
it's safe, but it's been helpful.
In a sense, yes, because I mean, especially for now that I got my page, I can, I've talked to other deaf people. People have gone, oh my goodness, like I really relate to that. Thank you so much for helping. But then also taking phone calls. I think even if you're not deaf, I feel like people absolutely hate phone calls. I cannot
hate a phone call.
Cannot understand. I really struggle. And then especially when they have like an accent and everything, I'm like, I'm really not trying to be rude, but like I really don't know what you're saying. But unfortunately, that is just a part. So always be like, text, call if it's an emergency.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, if you did get a phone call and you needed to speak to someone on the phone and you hadn't spoken to them before and they don't know that you are deaf, would you usually say, I just want to let you know at the beginning of the conversation, I'm deaf, so if I can't understand? Or do you not? Are you just like, this is my life, this is who I am, and I'm going to go for it?
Yeah, I think I just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. And then if then I'm sat there going, I've asked them to repeat things 5 times, I'm like, right, I am deaf, just please give me some patience. Don't get too annoyed that I'm asking you to repeat things.
I mean, I remember that they used to have like options if you on the phone. Is that correct? Like if press 1 for this, press 2 for that, and don't they give you the option of like press 3 if you're hard of hearing or?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't actually come across that. No.
Well, then I swear they used to do that. Well, if not, they need to.
Yeah, and I know that especially for deaf people that rely on like sign language, BSL, they do have you can get like an app or an interpreter that if you're taking a call or something, there is an interpreter there to kind of help relay the conversation, because you shouldn't be held back if you need to make a doctor's appointment.
Sure. So did you ever learn to sign?
So when I was younger, my family and I learned like basic sign language kind of when I was younger, whilst I was learning to talk, to be able to communicate, keep me safe and everything. But I think because I went to like mainstream school, I was surrounded by hearing people. I just never used from then on. I use it every now and then to like if I have my implants out and I can't hear anything.
Oh, you can take them out?
Pardon?
Can you take them out?
Yes.
So do you sleep in them?
No. I can just take them out. Yeah, it's literally just like a magnet.
Oh!
Like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it literally just magnets on.
That is so incredible.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And it's pretty. It's pink.
Yes. You can decorate it.
Can you decorate them?
Yeah, so I have like different coils. And like I know there's companies out there that do like earrings that you can attach to your implant.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. That's brilliant. I love that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I just thought.
Do you feel... Okay, I'm going from a parent's perspective here.
Yeah.
I have a child that's deaf, and I'm really unsure whether to send them to a mainstream
school.
Hypothetical,
right?
Yes. Or a deaf community, like a school for deaf people. Obviously, you went down the mainstream route. That was your doing. That's what you wanted. You wanted to follow your sister's steps. But it's made you into such an amazing person today that you are happy to do whatever you want to do. And nothing holds you back.
Yeah.
If you could give advice to a parent that has a deaf child, what advice would you give for schooling?
It's a tough one because I think at the end of the day, you know, when you're a parent, you have that instinct. You know what's best for you. Do know what's best for your child. You know your child better than anyone else in the world. And I think there's nothing I can say there's pros and cons to both. I think at the end of the day, there's pros and cons to both. Like, what is the deaf school going to offer you? You know, how does your child communicate? 'Cause if they do solely go on sign language, then yes, going to a deaf school will benefit them more.
Depends the severity of the child, I think.
Exactly. Depends on, like, the severity of the hearing loss, really, because if I was only signed and I went to mainstream school, I would have
sunk,
absolutely dissolved. So I think a lot of it just depends on the needs of your child and how deaf they are, how they communicate.
How many schools are there that
there are a few. There's not a lot out there, but there are some out there that you can apply to.
Did you live near one?
I it was a little bit of a drive, but it was an option. It wasn't something that we just walked away. But unfortunately, when I was a child, I just wanted to do what my sister did.
Do you know the process?
Actually, don't. I think it's like just that? You know, probably you go in there, have a meeting with the teacher. You know,
do you get them funded? Is it private? Do you know anything?
I think it's just a typical school.
Okay.
I don't think it's like a private school. I think it's just a typical school. But I think you have to go probably for meetings, interviews, and then I guess in a weird way prove that you're deaf, if that makes sense. You want to make sure they can best support you, and if you need an interpreter or not.
So tell me about life today. What's it like? Friends? Do you work?
Yes, I work. I'm a vet nurse. Do you have friends
in the deaf community? Do you have...
So I work in veterinary industry, so I'm a vet nurse. So anything animals, I'm there.
Yeah.
And that was tough to be deaf because I was told I couldn't do the job I did being deaf. They're like,
oh really? Wow. Well, you're showing them that they were wrong.
But I was just like, why? Because they have special stethoscopes for deaf people, so they can Bluetooth to my implants.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So the equipment they have is incredible, so it wouldn't stop me from doing it. Friends, it's still kind of up and down, do you know what I mean? But I feel like that's just
life.
Whether I was deaf or not, friendships go up and down all the time. But I do have a really close-knit group of friends who are just so supportive and are there for me. But I feel like I've now solidified that. And it's not, I feel like when I was younger, I wanted so many friends. I wanted everyone to like me. And now
I think we've all understood that now. It just doesn't work that way. And it's actually not
quality, not quantity.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to be friends with people who, you know, look out for me in busy places, repeat things without getting annoyed. I think that's the most important thing.
I think that's how we feel regardless as well in our situation, that we just don't have time for bullshitters. We just don't have time for people that don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my time's precious.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to be able to enjoy what you're doing with your friends rather than kind of guessing everything and just sat there isolated.
So what's your purpose? You've got your page now.
Yes.
You want to share awareness. You want to build a community. But do you have a goal?
I think literally ultimately my goal is just to spread awareness and just...
Advocate,
for deaf people. Because I never had that when I was younger. I didn't have anyone that I knew that was deaf. I didn't have anyone that I looked up to that was deaf. So, you know, I'm not trying to be all kind of like... No. I'm going to be like a massive celebrity.
I mean,
just
you should be.
Genuinely I just want to like make people feel seen and heard. I want people to
reach out.
Yeah, and I want people to know they're not alone in this. And I felt very isolated in my life with being the only deaf person I knew, and being able to like speak to other people online through the page and, you know, relate to them. I was like, oh my goodness, it's just nice that someone actually understands, because people can sympathise and
people can say they understand.
Yeah, oh, that's tough, but you don't really know.
Do you know what really grinds my shit? When people turn around and they say, yeah, I totally understand, I get it.
And you're like,
get it. No, you don't.
No.
So don't tell me you do.
Yeah.
You can sympathise with me.
This before, though, haven't we? Like, we say it before sometimes, and especially in your scenario as well, because yours is more of a physical disability. People just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
not...
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm at a stage of my life where I'm like, if you don't know what to say, don't fucking say anything at all.
I know, but if they didn't say anything...
well, then I'll still be pissed off. But
Exactly. Exactly. That's the problem.
Or they go, oh, if I were you, but you're not me. You don't know.
So how would you want people to approach you then? If you said, hi, I'm Skye, I've got cochlear implants, I was born deaf.
Yeah.
How would you want them to reply to that?
I think it's literally just saying kind of, oh, that's cool. What can I do to help? That's literally, it doesn't have to be a massive festival parade. It's literally just me saying, just make sure that you face me when you speak to me. Make sure if I need something repeated, just repeat it. Don't kind of do whatever. Like, just repeat it. It takes patience. 2 seconds out of your day, exactly. And if, I'm in a busy place and I'm starting to get overwhelmed, just kind of help me, make sure I'm okay, reach out to me. And like I said, don't make a big deal, but just quietly go, you okay? Like, do you want to get out? So
you're happy for people to check in?
Yeah, absolutely.
And say, are you okay?
Absolutely.
Is this environment okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like everyone's different, and I think it depends on my moods.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want people to check in.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, if you check in, I'm not replying to you because I'm not in that zone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like we all have those. Yeah. I think it's human.
Yeah. I think it's hard to be my friend.
No, I love you. She is really nice. We just wanted to take a moment just to stop and to say to please like, subscribe and keep supporting We're Not Your Typical.
Because without you, this can't continue.
Thank you.
So really, the way that you want people to approach you is not by pretending they know about it, not trying to say, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Just more that I sympathise with you and that I'm here for you if you need anything.
Yes.
Reach out.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's quite understandable, and I'm on your wavelength with that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect everyone to know everything about, what I'm going through.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to pretend you do. So I'd rather you just say, I don't really understand it. I'm your friend. If you need anything, I'm here.
Yeah.
Or I'll just check in on you.
100%. Yeah. And I think I'm not asking you to understand everything, but just
wanting to understand.
Exactly, and wanting to know my experiences, my view, how can I help and stuff. It's just, I just think it's such an easy thing. I feel like if you respected someone, just respect each other, and everyone's got different struggles.
I've really noticed that lately, that everyone has their own struggles, whether they're big, small. Life isn't easy, and life does throw curveballs and shit that you've never expected. And I think it's about having the right support around you, the right network.
Yeah, 100%.
Friends.
Do you find when it comes to network and friends, now that you've got your own page and the majority of the people that are most likely following will be in the deaf community, do you find that you can really connect with those people? Are they your people?
Yes.
I know you've got your amazing circle of friends and they're your people too, but there's a difference, right?
Yes, there is such a difference of, again, it's just a whole sympathising and I can then message my friend and be like, oh, this happened, I'm really exhausted, I just want to just curl up and literally shut myself away from the world. And she's completely understand that. I get that all the time. And she's make sure you have hearing breaks, make sure and it's just so nice, because I'm yes, I can say that to my other friends, but it's just something different when you know that they truly fully understand. And I feel quite seen.
Yes.
And rather than people being oh, you're really lazy, or oh, you're, why are you isolating yourself? And I'm I'm really not isolating myself. I just can't cope anymore with it.
So you do struggle?
Yeah, I do struggle. I struggle a lot behind the scenes. I think mental health is a massive impact on it, being diagnosed with anxiety and depression. It's a lot, and that does stem a lot from the deafness, and not feeling wanted, not feeling included. And there's times where I wake up and I'm gotta have another day, put my implants in, and again it is a constant reminder. So,
and it's something, unfortunately that doesn't go away. So it's kind of learning to accept.
Exactly.
Which is one of the biggest things to do, guys, isn't it? Learning to accept what your life is and how it is.
Exactly.
And that's sometimes we don't want to accept.
Yeah.
Even if we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we wake up, like you said, and we just don't want it today.
Yeah.
And you just don't want it sometimes.
Exactly. And I think I kind of grown up, being really ashamed of them, At schools, I would literally have my hair down because I didn't want anyone to see it. I wouldn't tell anyone about it because I was I don't want people to know because I just don't like them. But I think over the past few years, I've learned that, you know, I can't change my deafness, but I can change the way I see it, and I can change the way I view it.
And then that's the way you can change other people's views.
Exactly. And I think I just think there was like a reason that I was deaf, do you know what I mean, to be able to do this. And so if I got the platform, I've got the, you know, the tools I need, then I'm going to.
We always say that, don't we? It's really, it's a nice way to think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all these things that happen for a reason. It means that we can help other people, we can support other people, and mostly we can help and support ourselves.
Exactly.
Because having people around and fully understanding the disabilities and the hidden disabilities and the additional needs is so important.
Yes, yeah, for sure. It's just a very like up and down disability. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna lie and be like, oh, it's all, you know, songs and dance and rainbows and everything. Like, it is tough, and that's like with any disability, any sort of learning difficulty. I
feel like it's more accepted.
What, deafness?
Yeah, than it used to be. I feel like maybe it's because people are more aware of it, or because of pages like yourself.
Tasha as well, just being like in the limelight. I think that's massively really made it more accepting.
Yeah.
Would that be fair to say?
Definitely. And yeah, even when I was younger, people still now are kind of a bit judgy, but because, like I said, people on TV with like Tasha and everything, and like there's actors on like EastEnders like Rose and stuff, it's people are like, oh, okay, she can still speak, she can still do whatever,
she can do everything.
So I think people are now getting a bit more, especially with social media growing every single day. You see people, models, and even just people doing normal jobs.
I love that there's models that have disabilities.
I love it.
In the limelight.
Yes.
It's how it should be, and the same with
how
books.
It should have been.
Yeah, but even in children's books now, you're noticing there's children all different colours and races, and wheelchairs, and all different types of disabilities. And it's like, this is how it should be. Our children should be raised knowing
100%
that everything, as you said before, hi, my name's Skye, I'm deaf, and I say, and you want people just to say, okay, cool, like if you need anything, like that's the same with our world as well. We just want people to say, cool, amazing. It's a bit like back in the day when someone came out as gay, and it was an awful taboo subject. And now, if you see a friend and they're like, I'm bringing my boyfriend, you'll be like, okay, cool, where are we going? As in, like, it's a normal situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it is, I always say, if you respect me, I respect you.
Yeah.
Like, we'll support each other through whatever struggles or whatever path we're on.
I agree.
I just don't think it should make an impact on.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish off with a question for yourself.
Yes.
If you could give your younger self a talking to, how do I explain it?
What would you say to your younger self?
What would you have said to your younger self if you'd have known?
I think I would say stick up for yourself. Like, don't just brush it off. Like, stick up for yourself. You know, you're worth more than that. And just know that, like, it will be okay. Like, it will be okay, because when I was younger, I was like, I've got nothing for me, no future, whatever, because I'm deaf. But, yeah, just believe in yourself and just don't let your deafness hold you back. Just really don't, because it's just something that adds to your personality rather than takes something away.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a really positive to end this podcast on.
Yeah.
And I think that what you're doing is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and advocating and making others aware of.
You're a beautiful girl. And actually, when you were saying before that you had your hair down because you used to hide them, your hair is up and they are out to show everybody who
and that's
you
what
are.
I want now, and I'm proud of them.
Fully accept yourself, and we fully accept you as well. You're amazing. Keep on going.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Skye. Thank you.
Thank you.